Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to your Wednesday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. We've got a great show in store for you. We're going to talk the importance of staging as you're getting ready to sell a home and how it can help you on your ROI. So we've got some great information on that. We're going to step into the kitchen. We're going to do some cooking this morning, which is always cheap entertainment when I'm in the kitchen. And then, of course, we've got so many great things taking place here on Good Morning Vail, but we're also going to be interviewing our very own Julio about some exciting news that we have happening here at the TV station. It's all taking place on Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Indulge in the bold flavors of Makoto at Grand Hyatt Vail. Make your reservations today.
Let's take a look at that local weather forecast for today. We have seen some beautiful sunshine. We are expecting to see some partly cloudy skies today. 25 degrees around 8 a.m., a high of 35. Winds coming out of the west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour, so that slight breeze may be cooling it down just a little bit out there. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that cloud coverage is going to remain throughout the course of today. That high is going to settle in between that 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock hour. Clear skies as we approach this evening. Now, if you are traveling along that I-70 corridor, temperatures down in Denver definitely slightly warmer. 49 degrees, a little more sunshine in Denver, 35 in Vail, 38 in Avon, 42 in Eagle. So temperatures both out to the east and to the west of us, reaching up into the 40s now as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight. Temperatures are cooling down. 12 degrees is our overnight low. That sun setting just a little bit later each and every day. 5:55 p.m. is when we're going to see that sun go down. Wind shifting directions coming out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour overnight tonight. Now, as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, sunshine is going to continue to be in our forecast. Beautiful sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 46 degrees, 50 degrees on Friday with that sun continuing. Then we will see some cloud coverage roll in before we see that precipitation make its way back into our community. 54 degrees on Saturday, 50 degrees on Sunday, 44 degrees on Monday with a 40% chance of snowfall into the afternoon. Now let's take a look at what's happening up on our resorts. As you're making your way out today on Beaver Creek Mountain, no new snow in the last 24 to 48 hours. That season total is sitting at 195 inches with a 55-inch base depth. If you're going to kick off your morning, you can start at 8:30 a.m. and you can continue until 4 p.m. Up on Beaver Creek Mountain, 24 lifts are open, 174 trails are open, and 98% of the terrain is open. Now, as we make our way over to Vail, no new snow in the last 24 to 48 hours. That season total is sitting at 246 inches with a 71-inch base depth. Now you can kick your morning off at 8:30 a.m. and you can enjoy your day until 3:30 p.m. 30 lifts are open, 274 trails are open, and 98% of Vail Mountain terrain is open. So as you're making your way out there, you can enjoy a great day up on Vail or Beaver Creek. But to do so, it's important that you have the right goggle lens. So let's check out the lens of the day.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
Welcome back to the show. Now, I love getting to talk about things that get you excited to get out there, ski or ride, and help you see better on the mountain. So right now I've got the Smith 4D Mag with the ChromaPop lens technology. Now, this is a great goggle. Because of that 4D technology that's in it, it increases your field of view by 25% with that bird's eye view. So as we take a look at this goggle lens, as I rotate it down, you can see that that lens continues right here, allowing you to see better out there with that 25% increase. Now, to change this goggle lens, all you do is pull these levers down. Then you're going to pull that lens right out. It's easy to switch. You're going to line it up. Make sure that it is fully lined up, that goggle lens is all the way in there, and then you're just going to snap those little levers back into place, securing your goggle lens, making it nice and easy to change. If I can change it here on the couch, well then you can change it out there on the chairlift. This is an incredible goggle to have your hands on because that ChromaPop technology means color pop, so it's going to help you see those colors better out there on the slope, so that way you can see better, so you can ski or ride better. Now if you want to get your hands on this incredible goggle, make sure that you go to any one of the eyepieces of Vail locations throughout our community because we've got so many that you're going to want to check out, and there are some great places to get a helmet and some goggles. That way you are fully protected out there on the mountain. We want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report this morning. If you're looking for new goggles, new helmet, or any vision needs, well then they're the perfect place for you to go. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know. You can now find TV8 and our all-Spanish live stream Conecta en Vivo on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Search the channel store for TV8 Vail and Conecta en Vivo on your device and add them to your list of favorite channels. And as always, you can continue to live stream on our website at tv8vail.com or find us on Spotify. At home or on the go, you'll never miss a minute of your favorite local programs on TV8.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk the importance of staging your home before you sell it. And I've got the expert, Amy Pates from Caldwell Banker Distinctive Properties. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here this morning. It's
Thank you.
Beautiful outside, so it was a great drive in.
Yes, nice and warm today.
Yes.
So
yes, nice
great.
And warm. And we were just talking the importance of staging a property because when you're going to sell a house, you want it to feel like a home.
You do, and you almost want your sellers to depersonalize things, so when a buyer comes in, it feels like they can picture themselves in this property. So that's really important. So.
And as we're kind of going through the steps and how you can correctly navigate doing this, what's the first step for someone to depersonalize their home?
I would say get rid of the clutter. So as a realtor, when I come into somebody's home and I'm working with the seller, I will pick out areas that I'm like, this needs to be decluttered. Do you want to get things off of your counter? Everything needs to look really clean. I really feel like cleanliness and having things look meticulously maintained is very important. You want people to feel that when they walk in your house. Also, some homes have a lot of color, like the walls are colored, or I have one house that the sinks and the toilet were a certain color. And sometimes you can work with that, sometimes you can't. But if homeowners are open to it and they can paint their walls and maybe get rid of some of that personalization, that really helps a buyer vision themselves in your home, and that's really important. So
I would imagine, because it really gives them the opportunity to see them building their future there and what they could do to make it more of their own home. And so these are great little tips. Now there's an ROI as you're staging your home. Let's talk about that.
The return on investment. It really doesn't cost that much to have a home staged. And so I also don't just want to focus on the clutter or the color, because sometimes homes are older, so they're dated and they need to be looking a little bit more contemporary, because that's what our buyers are looking for. Yes. So to bring in new furniture or some updated furniture, sometimes the budget doesn't have enough money in there to do everything. But sometimes I'll just pick a floor or not to, sorry, I was like, what are you pointing at? One of our homes here is a bit dated. And so we brought in a lot of new furniture that's contemporary. Our walls got painted. Yeah. And you can really see the difference here.
It doesn't even look like the same home.
It doesn't. So, but just this is what happened when your walls got painted white and your trim is a little bit darker. It adds a lot more contemporary look to it. Yeah. And then the furniture. So here is a home that, you know, it's a 20-year-old home, and it was sort of a fun cottagey type of home. You can see sort of the red and white backsplash and the red countertops. And so this home was totally renovated, or the kitchen was. So they kept the same countertop, but just painting the cabinets made a huge difference. Actually, in the previous picture, the counters were actually black in the background, so they were able to keep that, but the backsplash was made white, and the cabinets were painted, and it made a huge difference.
Yeah, it took it from this, which does look like you would see in a cute little Airbnb somewhere that was trying to give you that kind of vintage feel, to making it that contemporary look that people are really looking for right now, because that contemporary look is so popular. It's so clean, it's so sleek, that people really love it.
And that's what people are looking for. So, and that's really important. Here's another home, and this was a beautiful home. We'll see finishes like this up in Bachelor Gulch and Beaver Creek. You know, there's plaster walls that were sort of the color of butter, and it was very warm, very Ralph Lauren-y. But this, if you look at the next picture, it'll show you a little bit more. We actually put white paint over these gorgeous, expensive plastered walls. We took the trim and we painted it a dark brown, and it really bounces. And then we brought in some more contemporary furniture, so it made a huge difference in how this home shows. And the return on investment you mentioned to me a little bit earlier, we can talk about this picture too, actually, and then we'll get to the return on investment. But this one was a bachelor pad, so they actually had like a bumper pool table in the living room. I don't know if you can see that in this picture, but it was an older gentleman. He lived there by himself. People walked in and it felt like a bachelor's pad in here. And we staged this with a lot more contemporary. This home had a lot of beautiful bones. It had gorgeous windows, as you can see. The fireplace now pops because you now don't get distracted with all the other things. And it brightens it up. We want people to feel like there's light coming in, there's energy. So this was a great example of a recent house I sold. And the beautiful moss rock fireplace shows that craftsmanship that's in there. And that to me was really important, that we can show the good qualities of the home and then people's eyes don't go to some of the things that we wanted to distract them from.
Right.
So,
well, and just seeing that difference in
yes.
the coloration
Yes.
is incredible because it draws out those elements like that fireplace like you were talking about.
Right.
So this is an incredible opportunity to get more with your property.
Absolutely, and the homes typically sell for $200,000 to $300,000 more than what they typically would have sold for. And even in the more expensive homes that do that staging, sometimes they're furniture packages that are sold with the homes. People
Right.
come in, and we're really trying to create sort of an atmosphere and an emotion. So when people leave, they don't remember that the house with the blue wall. What they're
Right.
remembering is that calmness and that wonderful feeling and the openness and the brightness that they saw when they were visiting that home.
Right, and so many of those homes that you just showed had such
Right.
beautiful lighting that was so taken away with those kind of harsh tones and those, I would
Right.
say, just a little dimmer essence that it was carrying. And then when you opened it up and brightened it up with that contrast, it just looked magnificent.
Right. And sometimes as a realtor, you have a home to work with. Sometimes you have to really, the seller is still living there, so you need to work around that. Sometimes
Right.
there's animals and different things like that. But
Yes.
that return on investment is usually about 5 to 10% of that ROI. So, it really is not all that expensive to do that when you look at what your final cost is.
Right.
And even some programs that I will offer is that I will pay for all that staging ahead of time, and then once the home closes, that I can get reimbursed from that seller. So it's a great program.
Yeah, that's incredible because it kind of takes that worry that people might feel away, and then you know that you're going to be covered in the end. Now, if someone's interested in working with you,
Yes.
having you help them with all of these great steps and finding this way to bring their house back to life, to find its new owner,
Right.
how can they get in contact with you?
Well, they can just look me up online, Amy Pates, with Coldwell Banker Distinctive Properties, and I'm in the Vail area, Vail, Edwards, work on Eagle as well. So I would just say Google me, or you can look me up online. So.
Of course, so it's easy, it's simple, so that way people can find you, they can work with the best.
Yes.
Because you're a longtime local, so you understand our market exquisitely.
Absolutely. So I have been here for 25 years now up in this valley, and I've been in real estate for over 35 years, just working the area. So
Amy, we want to thank you so much for coming in, giving us all this great information, and maybe helping inspire people to give their home that little extra love before sending it to its new owners.
Well, thank you so much, and it really is important, so I really can't stress that enough. And if people have questions, feel free to just call me. I'm happy to answer.
Well, again, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful knowledge.
Thank you.
Make sure that you get in contact with Amy Pates. That way, if you are looking to sell a property or buy a new property, well, then you've got the best real estate agent in your pocket. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Ready to power up for summer? Whether you hike, bike, golf, or just want to feel great, get ready for summer with Mountain Recreation. Sign up for our Power Up for Summer promo and get 4 personal training sessions, a nutrition consultation, and exclusive recovery group access, all for $250 at the Gypsum Rec Center. Register by February 24th for March sessions or March 24th for April. Sign up at mountainrec.org or visit the Gypsum Rec Center front desk. Mountain Recreation. Active, healthy, together.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the kitchen. This is my absolute favorite place to be. I'm so good at so many things, but cooking is not my strong suit, so I feel like they put me in here for strictly entertainment value. Today we are going to be making some delicious turkey bacon roll-ups. So if you're someone who doesn't like regular bacon, you like turkey bacon, well then we've got that. We've got some other great healthy elements. We're going to be making some delicious eggs, then we're going to be chopping a little bit, and we're going to make these really yummy roll-ups. They're going to have so many delicious elements to them. They're going to be nice and healthy for you. So if you're someone who wants something that you can take on the go, well then this is a perfect recipe for you. So for the turkey bacon, we've already done the TV magic. We've cooked it off camera. How we cooked our turkey bacon is in the oven. What this does is it allows it to get nice and crispy, but it also takes away some of that oil. So if you don't want to add that extra oil to the bacon, well then this is a great way to cook it. And this is personally my favorite because I like that little bit of crunch. Now for our eggs, we're gonna do some special preparation for them because it's important that you do this in a way that's going to make you happy, and I like my eggs to be nice and fluffy. So what we want to start to do is we're gonna cut some green onions really quickly, and I'm just gonna cut these off over here, and then I'm just gonna give myself just a few to work with. You can smell them already, they smell delicious. So if you're someone who loves the flavor of an onion, well then we've got you covered here. All right, we're gonna add that to our egg mixture in just a second. But they're really excited that I'm making breakfast here this morning, and I told them that I was a little bit nervous for this only because, again, I'm just not a cook. I don't do it very often, but we're gonna crack a few eggs in here. So I think I'm gonna do 4 eggs, that way we can just make a lot. Everyone can enjoy a nice little turkey bacon wrap roll up first thing this morning. So we'll get our eggs in there. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna whisk our eggs together with some cheese and the green onion. That way we can just make this kind of delicious, almost omelet, but it's already gonna be pre-done. I have to get that egg off my hands because I can't stand it first thing in the morning. All right, now we're gonna open our cheese. We're gonna just eyeball the cheese. You measure cheese with your heart always because cheese is one of the best ingredients that you can put into any of them. Now these are very healthy as you're making them, so if you have kiddos at home, this is a great snack to give them as they're running out the door on their way to school, or if you're someone who likes to go skiing first thing in the morning, this is a great pocket snack because it's gonna have so many elements that are gonna keep it all nice and held together. Now we're gonna grab our green onion, we're gonna throw those in there. Oh yeah, this smells delicious. Then we're gonna grab a fork, we're gonna mix this all up. We're gonna add some butter to our pan. I should do that before we mix, that way it gets nice and warm. I've got the stove right now on low. Just chop some butter up. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to cook, well then I hope that you enjoy these because I also don't like to cook, and I'm so grateful that I get to do it here with you guys so you can see how well these experiments go for me. All right, we're gonna let that butter melt. Then we're just gonna whisk our eggs together. That way we can make this nice, delicious mixture. And when we're cooking them, they'll cook all the way through. We've got that yolk mixed in with those egg whites. We've got that cheese in there, so it's gonna be nice, delicious. and melty. Here, I'll give you a little, here, put it over here, that way you can see what I'm doing. All right, now that that mixture looks good, we're gonna move our butter around. We're gonna turn that heat down just a little bit. These eggs are gonna cook really fast. But we just don't want them to stick to our pan, because that would be a real bummer. Grab our spatula. All right. Now we're just going to pour our egg mixture right in there. Oh, delicious. Those green onions smell really good. There's nothing better than a fresh ingredient first thing in the morning. And then we're just going to let these kind of start to get nice and fluffy in here. And we're just going to keep cooking. But now that all of this is done, the next steps are we're going to make our roll-ups, which is going to be delicious. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't want, you want to make your breakfast, ouch, just a little bit healthier, well then the whole wheat tortillas are a great option for you. And then we're just going to move this around. That way we can make our eggs kind of stick together just a little bit. We're going to turn that heat up. I jumped the gun. I went down a little bit too low on there. And we're just going to make our eggs fluffy. It's important that they kind of stick together. You don't want them to be fully scrambled, because if you do that, then they're going to fall apart in your wraps. Now, I should have grabbed a plate. I did not do that, so I'm going to really quickly just turn around, grab some plates so that we can put our tortillas on there, and then you know, we're gonna be headed to the races here soon with our delicious turkey bacon roll-ups. Turkey bacon is really healthy for you too. It's got less of the fat and the sodium in it, so if you're looking just again for that healthier option, this is a great way to do so. All right, our eggs are starting to put together nicely. So you're gonna grab a tortilla. If you're someone who likes to warm your tortillas before you cook with them, well then that oven is already going to be warm and ready to go for you. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a delicious base on this wrap right now. So we're going to use some garden vegetable cream cheese. That way you've got more veggies going in, you've got a little bit of protein coming from the cream cheese, and of course that delicious flavor as well. Let's see what's going on with our eggs. Oh yeah, that's perfect. These are going to be delicious. This is the only thing I can slightly cook is eggs. If my dad were here, he would tell you I burn water when I'm boiling it. So, you know, just we all have strong suits in life. All right, so then you're going to spread your cream cheese along your tortilla, and then we're going to add some more veggies to it. That way you can just enjoy all of the veggies, all of the eggs, all of the cheese first thing this morning, which I think is great. We're going to use this cream cheese to hold in some other elements to this as well. So then we're going to put some guac on there, because I don't know about you, but there's nothing better in the morning than some avocados. And I didn't have time to make it myself this morning, so we're going to use this. I might have to have our cameraman help me open this, because I just can't get it. Oh, I got it. There we go. He was ready, though. He was stepping up to help me first thing this morning. All right. We're going to check our eggs really quickly. We're going to just push them back. That way we can just allow that runny egg to come. And then look at that cheese. It's already sticking. Oh, that's perfect. These are going to be delicious fluffy eggs, I hope. Again, not really a cook, so we're just kind of experimenting on television, which is really my favorite. When Kim steps into the kitchen, she does a great job. She's got a recipe dialed. Then we're just going to get a little guac. We're going to put the guac right in there as well. Spread that around on top of the cream cheese. You've got all sorts of delicious additives going here with all these flavors. Then to add some vegetables to it, we're going to put some shredded carrot in there. Oh, if I can get the carrot bag open, I am struggling to open things this morning. All right, we got that one. Then I'm gonna have to get going on these eggs, because we're gonna run out of time before this is even done. All right, we've got our carrots. We're gonna put some bacon down in there, 2 slices of bacon, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull these eggs over, see if I can get them to cook just a little bit faster. We just want them to stick together, that way it doesn't fall apart in your roll-up. All right, we're gonna flip these eggs. We're just gonna try and get them to cook quickly because we're running out of time and I want to finish this for you guys. Show you how delicious and easy this breakfast is. All right, they're cooking. We're getting close. We're getting close. Maybe we'll have to come back into the kitchen and wrap this up here in just a little bit, but we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne and Associates, and today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
we would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season at Farming.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Been on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the kitchen. We're going to hurry and wrap this up. So now that our eggs are done, you can see that they're this nice fluffy consistency. It's really easy to cut them up. When they're in this texture, they'll all stay together. We've got our green onion, we've got our cheese, and then you're just going to cut those up, put them on the plate like this. I'm going to make sure that doesn't melt. And then you've just got your delicious wrap right here. And if you had a toothpick, it would be great to just put it right through, hold it together, but doesn't that look delicious? The avocado, the cream cheese, the carrots, all of it coming together to make a wonderful breakfast piece. That way it's easy to go. Now, we're going to introduce you to an incredible podcast talking about what's going on with our environment right now.
Now, welcome back to the show. Our next guest is a very near and dear friend of mine and is passionate about serving our environment and just really educating people on how they can make the least amount of negative impact and the biggest amount of positive impact. Joining me today is Maris Macelis. Maris, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. This is so awesome. It's great to see you, Pam.
Great to see you. No, I love that we've come so far in our friendship where we met each other through a kickboxing gym in Nashville, Tennessee, and now here we are talking about things that are even bigger picture, more important than, or not more important than talking about our environment. So you are a podcast host. You're an environmental activist. There's so many positive things about who you are, Maris. So tell us a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a passion of mine for a really long time, probably since I was a little girl. My mom taught me to care about the planet and the environment. And it's really seeped into every crevice of my life. And it started to bloom over and over again as I surrounded myself with more people that had this love and passion for taking care of the planet and really taking care of each other. And that's kind of like what led me to the work I do today. The podcast Critical Root Zone is my own baby. It's intentionally supposed to make you think a little bit deeper, hence the name Critical Root Zone. Mm-hmm. And my day job is with a nonprofit called Tennessee Environmental Council. So I'm here in Nashville still, and we're doing a lot of field work, boots on the ground, planting trees, creating pollinator habitat, and recycling roundups. But there's still this very important connection that we have to have with each other and ourselves in order to do that work. And that's kind of what my podcast is about.
Well, I think you just permeate the community with positivity and all the work that you do, between being a Lululemon ambassador and teaching kickboxing and just really encouraging the people around you. Every conversation that you have is very meaningful. So talk about Critical Root Zone podcast. How did it get started? What conversations do you discuss? Tell me more.
Thank you. Critical Root Zone is actually my second podcast. The first one was called Zero Waste Trash Talk, which was a group of friends and I that wanted to put more information out into the community about recycling or questions that we had about different things going on in the community that was confusing. A lot of it revolved around zero waste, hence the name Zero Waste Trash Talk. And it evolved into this community driven, we had 2 or 3 events in town where people showed up and we had different community members and leaders speak on things and different organizations speak on what they did. And that's kind of what led me to get into my own podcast later in a couple of years later after the pandemic hit. And we had all of these really kind of challenging parts of life, right? Where everyone had to stop and really think about, what am I doing here? What is my purpose, right? And I thought, well, the podcast was really important to me. Unfortunately, my friends decided not to continue, and Critical Root Zone was born. Critical Root Zone is about getting to the root issues of what we know to be true, right? So there's all of these things that we can do to better the planet, to, see the things happening around us and these impacts that we can make, yet there are things that are systematically rooted in our lives around us that kind of prevent us from creating that systematic change, right? We can have cleanups and we can recycle things, but what about the front end of that? And how does that all reflect into us and our lives? So this podcast, there's a lot of different topics because sustainability, and we use this big grand word, sustainability, it just means caring about sustaining life, regenerating life, the circle of life. And my podcast is really about different stories with people that are doing the work, not only for them, for the planet and for the people around them, but for themselves, thinking about how does this affect me and what the things that I do in my life, and how does it vibrate outside of myself into the community and into the world. So my tagline is, in order to love the planet, we have to love each other. And in order to love each other, we first have to love ourselves.
Oh, wow. That just gave me chills. And that's so true. I think you're exactly right. You bring up kind of a thoughtful conversation on your podcast, and it's around all different things. What are things that we can do better for ourselves mentally? What can we do better to impact our community? So I love this. So Maris, tell us, what kind of guests have you had on the podcast? What can we look forward to as we continue to listen and tune in?
Absolutely. The last guest I had was actually this very interesting conversation about aquaponic cannabis farming. And it was, it is so different and so groundbreaking and so beautiful because they have this very sustainable or regenerative process, and they also care about their people in such a regenerative way, where that's really the meat of my podcast. Funny for me to say meat because I don't eat meat, right? You don't want to, what can I say?
The bones of it, the framework.
The green juice of my podcast.
There you go.
You can look forward to a couple different people I just interviewed that are doing wonderful work with the unhoused here in Nashville. People that are looking into the food systems from Feedback Nashville. I have a guest from the Nashville Food Project, which they have community gardens and they teach people how to grow food, and they're actually doing a big study right now on the access to this food in the city, which is really important for systematic change. And then another guest I have on is the CEO of the Harpeth Conservancy that do a lot of work with the wetlands or any body of water in Tennessee, which is so important because we use that for our drinking water. And with regulations going on with the EPA, they kind of lessened the protection around our wetlands. And so we learn a lot about politics with them and the science that they do, the data proven that they've done to make sure that they can go to the front lines in our legislature and fight for our wetlands. So there's a lot of good stuff coming to look out for. Critical Root Zone. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on all platforms, but the major ones, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you'll see it there. And yeah, I've had a lot of fun, and it's been truly an honor to just get to speak with any of these people.
I love all the conversations that you're having, and these are all topics that can really be translated across the U.S. as well. So exciting stuff. And then your Instagram, you give a lot of tips and tricks on your Instagram, plus all of the fun things that you do in your life. Where can we go to follow you along on social media?
Absolutely. So the podcast is at Critical Root Zone, and from there, you'll find my personal at the Maris Vibes with a Z. You'll find it from there. Thing is, I like to get down and dirty with people. It's not always about step 1, 2, and 3. It's about just getting deep. It's about being real and transparent and showing people that it's kind of challenging to be sustainable in the environment that we've created with all these technological advances that make life easier and convenient. It's tough to go back to this primitive side that we all came from. So it's just nice. It's raw. It's down to earth. And I just try to connect with people as best as I can.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you what, I certainly have enjoyed having you in my life. So it's a lot of fun to have you on this show as well, and to talk all about the things that you're doing to make some change and to create some thought change as well. We appreciate it.
So much. It's great to see you, Kim.
Awesome.
Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. Well, Maris, thanks for joining. We'll be right back with more on the show after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this competition!
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning 3 as time expires,
let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm really excited because this has never happened before. I've never sat on the couch with our very own Julio. Good morning, Julio.
Good morning. You're right. This is our first time together on the couch. How exciting is that?
I know. And I'm really excited about it only because there's so many big things happening here at TV8.
Yes, ma'am. We are expanding. We are growing. We are producing lots of stuff. And it's always fun to come in and talk about it.
Share the excitement.
And share the excitement. Yeah. So where do you want to start?
I think we should start with Roku because that's a big deal.
Yes, that's kind of our newest expansion to our distribution of programming, if you could call it that. We are now, I feel like more and more people consume content digitally on all these streaming services and stuff like that. So we figured that was kind of like a natural step to take with our distribution. So now we are, like you said, we're on Roku and we're on Amazon Fire TV. So if anybody has any of those two, they can now search us up. All of our TV8 programming in English and Spanish. So whether you want to watch, our English programming or some of our Spanish programming, you can watch both on there. Add it to your favorites, and then you'll have it there whenever you want to watch.
Which I think is incredible because the Spanish programming is something that you have really taken under your wing. It's like your baby.
It is my baby. I do call it my baby.
It is your baby, and you've done such a good job, and you always have so many interesting topics that you're coming across, and you've got some great panel discussions that are taking place.
Yeah, we try to keep it interesting, doing a variety of different things, whether it's interviews, cooking like you just did, or entertainment, stuff like that. But we do have one of my favorite segments is our panel discussions called Tu Salud, which translates to your health, more or less. And those are, kind of a round table of panelists where we tackle different topics in the community related to health, not just physical health, but we've done youth health. I'm working on an immigration panel, talking about a little bit about substance abuse. We've also done stuff on spirituality, things that affect our health, not just directly like our physical health, but also other things that may affect the community well-being, and those are always super interesting.
I think that the mental health aspect here in the community is so big because it's something that everyone's like, oh, but they're so healthy because everyone's so active.
Right.
But seasonal depression, that's real.
That's hard.
And that's when people turn to those substances to feel a little bit better. So having this discussion, bringing it to light, and talking about it is so wonderful.
And I think that's my goal with these panels. And with anything that we do, I feel like it's just kind of opening the space for conversation, for information, for insight, for people to feel like they're not alone, And when you bring these topics up, I think that's when people realize, oh, okay, there's other people going through it. So definitely stay tuned for all of those panels because those are always great. And then we're always doing tons of stuff. I mean, we've had music. We've lately had lots more music on the show, which I think is great to highlight local talent as well.
I think that's one of the best parts about TV8 is it really shows you the strength, the entertainment, the fun, and the connection that is available in our community. That way, if you're someone who's new to the community and you don't know what you want to do or how you want to get involved, TV8 is the perfect resource because not only
find it all.
Seriously, and not only are we going to show you where you can store your skis for the winter and have great access to lockers, but then we're going to introduce you to people like the Reconnected Foundation and give you the opportunity to meet these incredible individuals who are giving you you this safe place here in the community. And then, of course, we've got wonderful people like yourself who are going to be doing great things, bringing these discussions to life. And if people want to join the TV8 team right now, they want to be part of the conversation, they want to be here, they want to bring the ideas, that's a possibility.
Yes, we're always looking for help, you know, whether it's with all of our English programming or our Spanish programming as well, if anybody's bilingual and has a passion for, you know, connecting with the community. I think you said it, you know, you said it right. We are all about connection and really making people feel connected here in the community. So if that's something that people are passionate about and they want to come and have fun too, because it's such a fun job. I mean, you would agree with me, you know, what we get to do is so fun. So
I was just reflecting on how long I've been doing this here.
How long has it been?
8 years.
Wow.
I have been with this TV8 team, and it's incredible because every day I come to work here and I'm like, oh, like I get to go see my TV8 family.
It never gets old.
No, and
it never gets old.
It's just like, it's like coming home, but like coming home to a place where you're gonna feel like you're supported, you're welcome. We all tease each other, we work together well, we ask questions, which I think is really important. Yeah. So it's never like you're intimidated by the job.
No, and every day is something different. You know, we're meeting new people. And you know, a lot of the things that I try to do with the Spanish programming is really giving a voice to the community. So anyone can come in, whether you're a business owner, whether you're just want to come and you're, you know, you want to come cook something in the kitchen, you can totally do that. So
share a family recipe.
Exactly, sharing a family recipe, stuff like that. So I think that's a great part of what we do.
I think so too, and I think it just really shows that we do care and we are here. And as people who are on camera, it's really nice when you have the opportunity to chat with someone who watches the show and you get to hear the feedback. And there are people who just love it because they love the smiling faces first thing in the morning. It's impossible to have a bad day, and we really have to give a special shout out to our one and only Danielle Turner. She's our general manager. She's who front runs everything for TV8, and without her this wouldn't be possible, and it wouldn't be the environment that it is, because I know that my favorite thing to do in the morning is I come in and I sit right down at her desk and I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Tell me about life, like here's my life. And it is family.
It is a family, and it's such a fun place to be and to come and yeah, so lots happening at TV8, whether it's our live streaming. I do want to also kind of highlight our Spanish live stream, which is on 24/7.
Yes.
We jokingly here in the studio call it Julio TV because it's 24 hours of everything that we do on the Spanish side. And it's the same on the English side, you know, so people can find us anytime, anywhere, whether you're, you know, on the road, at home, cooking, just tune in.
And there's always so many great things taking place, whether it's Good Morning Vail or a plethora of other programming that we have. We're keeping you engaged, we're keeping you entertained, and we're keeping you in the know.
Yes, I think on the Spanish side we have, I don't know off the top of my head, but like 10 or 11 different segments of just different topics and different things. So yeah, lots of variety and lots of things.
I think it's amazing, and I think that to your little baby that you have raised from just starting off with that show to building it into this entire channel of Julio TV is so impressive.
Julio TV. It's been, I think, a year and a half, almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years this summer, so it's growing, and yeah, it's my baby.
Julio, thank you for coming in a little extra early, spending some time with me on the couch. I made you breakfast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for chatting. It's always nice being on this side of the couch. So.
Yeah, and it's nice to hear what you have to say, and it's nice to learn about both programs.
Yes, English, Spanish, live stream. Check it out. Amazon Fire TV, Roku, our website, live stream, anywhere.
Comcast Channel 92.
Comcast
there's
Channel
more.
92.
There's more for you.
There's always more for you on 92.
Yeah, there's always more for you. Well, thank you again for being here.
Thanks, Maddie. I appreciate it.
Make sure that you continue to check out everything that TV8 has to offer, because we like to extend the programming. That way we offer something for everyone. Julio with his incredible Spanish channel, TV8, Good Morning Vail. It's all here for you to get you involved in the community. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got just a little Good Morning Vail left.
Good Morning Vail.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva8vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
Daily Flash.
I'm
Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake. It's fake.
Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a quick look at that local weather forecast for today. We are expecting to see those temperatures warm up. 35 degrees is our high, partly cloudy skies, winds coming out of the west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that cloud coverage is going to remain throughout the course of today. That high settling in between that 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock hour. Clear skies as we approach this evening. Now, if you are traveling along that I-70 corridor, temperatures down in Denver definitely warmer, 49 degrees. A little more sunshine down there, 35 in Vail, 38 in Avon, 42 in Eagle. So temperatures both out to the east and to the west of us into the 40s. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures are cooling down. 12 degrees is our overnight low, mostly clear skies. That sun setting just a little bit later. 5:55 p.m. is when that sun is going to go down. Wind shifting directions coming out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, 2 days of beautiful sunshine are ahead of us. Temperatures reaching up into the 50s. Those spring-like conditions are headed our way, but by Monday we'll see those temperatures start to cool down and a chance of precipitation bringing us that snowfall. So if you're someone who wants more snow, then continue to do your snow dance. We finish that wrap. It looks delicious first thing this morning. So if you're looking for a great breakfast, healthy alternative, this is a perfect way to get out there and enjoy your day.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our